All right, what's up, Peace family? Welcome back. It's good old Sunday. Let's have some church. You know, I don't want to turn this into a Umar Johnson reaction channel, so let's do some content. All right, the Bible says, "Prove all things, hold fast to that which is good." This is gonna be a part two of God didn't write the Bible. The prefix "by" means two or double. Right? We live in this dualistic reality. Right? You see the black and the white, the checkered floor, dualistic reality. So, of course, there's only really two theories for this, the creation of the universe, right? You got intelligent design and you got random Big Bang. And so this is science and this is more like religion, but spirituality kind of leans this way too, towards there being a creator, right? Intelligent design, right? Or just it's everything random. So you got by meaning two, right? So we talk about the Bible, and we break these words down, right? The Bible, the two bulls, just like Red Bull logo, two bulls. Red Bull give you wings, right? Wings for you to fly, become the Superman, right? We talk about God didn't write the Bible, but some intelligent people, right? These mystics, they wrote these stories down in the Bible. Now I'm saying God didn't write the Bible, but He did create, right? He created things in nature and astrology, right? The sun, moon, stars, quasars, all that good stuff. So a lot of these stories have been told for millions of years, thousands of years, however you want to look at it. So this is we already talked about Mary and the constellation Virgo. We about to go into really this is the story of Moses, but it's several stories layered up because throughout the years people have told the same stories but in different ways and gave it different characters, right? As you can see, Orion, his name is five letters, right? And we dealing with the downfall of men now. Either these men will have a downfall or already have had a downfall, right? And the reason I put all their names up here, line it up like this, because all of their names is five letters long, right? If you look at it, everybody's name is five letters long, right? We know what happened with Tupac, downfall of man, right? Now, Orion, the story of Orion, Orion is the great hunter. He will roll with two dogs. That's what most hunters do, right? And he came across the great beast, the great horned beast, right? This great horned beast later became what we know as the devil today, right? For Christianity. But we're traveling across a lot of cultures when we're dealing with this because everybody in the world, as far as we know, looks up and see the same constellations. All right. And so everybody has told this story about the downfall of man. And it always has been the great Orion, right? Orion is the god that is caught between two worlds who eventually meets a downfall, right? It's the same story as you see as Moses and the golden calf, right? You could say these is actually tablets that Orion is holding. You could look at it like that. But the story It's been told over and over and over again, right? So before the horned beast was the devil, right? There's a reason why the devil wears Prada, because the female in Egyptian culture, she wore the horns, right? Now, I don't want to get into the gender divide thing, but there's stories of Samson and Delilah, and you know Eve, Adam and Eve, and how the downfall of the man came from a woman too. So this is another story that derives from astrology, studying the stars, right? Now let's go back even further, because we got to talk about his dogs too, right? But even the Egyptians, they showed it in their cosmology, right? Night sky being feminine, and then you got the god. This is Orion, the god stuck in between two worlds, holding up his arms, right? Touchdown. Shu. You got Nut, Gib, and Shu. Shu became Yeshua, another god but stuck in between two worlds, right? Part man, part God. And this is the same story that they're trying to tell you about Orion and his fall to Earth, right? And you see, he's accompanied by two dogs. Now, the two dogs, if you spell dog backwards, it's God, right? And God is really guide. So the dog is your guide to the underworld. No, underworld is Earth. This is the underworld. This is hell. So Orion is just like Satan falling. The same story. That's why I showed you all of these. They all following the same, 5 letters, right? And they all talk about the story of the downfall of man, right? And what to be careful of and watch out for. But she eventually comes along and kills the beast, right? The great mother. But as you can see, Orion, Osiris, the Egyptians was talking about the same god that they were seeing in the sky. Astrology, right? And if you don't know, Osiris is accompanied by a dog too, Anubis. That's why you see right here, Orion accompanied by two dogs who take him to, or are going to guide him to the underworld, right, which is Earth, where he will rule, right? And we see Snoop Dogg is Anubis, right? Like I said, they keep telling these same stories. That's why you see Snoop Dogg. You see Snoop Dogg right here at the Olympics, showing you that Snoop is Anubis, right? Here's go Anubis. We just seen him at the Olympics, right? Snoop Dogg at the Olympics, holding a torch, right? I keep showing you the same 5 letters, and one of the names is Tupac. Downfall of man. They keep telling the same stories, right? All of these biblical stories, and you know what Tupac last album, you know, he's in the sign of Yeshua, right? Down in Las Vegas, Sin City, right? That's why religion is so. We've been hearing the same stories every time we reincarnate. The story about the downfall of man. But there is a way out, right? The touchdown, how to score, how to get out, because it can't be all bad. You see how Truman is leaving the earth. He's making the sign of Orion, or Yeshua. It's the same sign. Truman getting out the matrix. Okay, I'm bad, y'all. And here is Orion on Osiris too. This is Osiris, right? As you can see, it's pretty much the same thing. And it's crazy because there's people out here that study this all the time. They really don't talk about how, this is the same people. And these stories but they want you to think that you got to go to NASA for anything to do with astrology. And we know NASA lies, so you can't get a straight answer out of them for nothing. The star body. The real you is a star. Now, this is what a star really look like when you really zoom in on it, right? As you can see, the star is making shapes. What it's really doing is what we just talked about a few days ago with cymatics, right? As you can see, what a star really looks like, right? Versus the cymatics. Okay. Where I said the universe, one song, one sound, all right? So in order for a human being the same thing as this. That's the B. There's the queen bee. To get the wings. Hold on, wait a minute. Because the Red Bull give you wings. The white bull, the two bulls gives you wings. To get out the simulation. Raise L. Let me see something right quick. Okay, because shout out to my Hebrew brothers, but it's Israel, right? Israel. Now, what if we put the father first, which is Ra? We put the mother second, which is Isis, and then we put the child, which is El. Raise L, raise elbows. Hold on, wait a minute. Raise L to exit the simulation. Raise L. Raise L. Hold on. Okay. Okay. This is my thing. I got a theory. Just rock with me on this. Supposedly, allegedly, we're in the third dimension, right? So fourth dimensional things, right, which would be directly above us, like the clouds and the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are on the fourth dimension. So how the sun and moon is rising and falling is very difficult for human beings to understand, right? Now, if you go to the fifth dimension, this is where Orion is at in the stars, right? The rest of the stars. It's even more difficult to figure those out. I mean, because it's a higher dimension, right? The ant, which is a one-dimensional being, they don't know what the hell we doing up here in the third dimension. We look like gods to them. right? So sun and moon, fourth dimension. It's probably difficult to figure out, but it's possible. Fifth dimension, figuring out the stars. It probably can happen, but most people ain't gonna be able to get it or understand it. And then a dimension among that is, you know, we getting into the creator territory, right? But I'm saying I think people understood it. I don't think it's impossible because look, I mean the Dogon got it. The Dogon understood it. The Egyptians understood it. They was mapping out the stars way before NASA was even thought of. The Dogon was doing it way before NASA was even thought of. This is new to me, so I apologize. But just now realize something is to raise L, raise hell. I mean, L is electricity. Okay, yeah. Orion goes missing, right? That goes with the downfall of man. And whenever you see Snoop, it's probably gonna be a major death with some celebrity or something like that. Raise L, raise electricity. I'm on top of something, but it ain't clicked right now. Dang. Touchdown. Raise elbows. That's what they do. It's the same thing. Okay, man. I don't want to hold nobody, man. All right, so please, everybody, hit the like button for your brother, man. I know y'all got something for me over there. Okay, all right. Peace, y'all, man. Peace, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. We up out of here. Peace, peace, peace. Won't be too long.